Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
Yeah.
sir.
So so far we have discussed about the financial statements and what goes behind it. What is that I showed by taking the example of Nidhi OPC. It is only small example, and that is not the exact way how financial statements are actually the process that is prepared actually. Okay, there are several other things like you have got journalizing transaction, then you post T accounts or account posting, then you prepare a trial balance, then you make some adjustments, then you prepare the final trial balance, and that becomes your source of information for the financial statements. Okay, what I'll do, I'll show those method processes for Nidhi OPC. I'll share that, I'll prepare and share it, upload in the Google Drive folder, so you know actually how a before a final statement is prepared, what goes behind it. Yes, what we discussed in our exercise, that what is the impact of different financial transactions on accounting equation. Obviously, finally balance sheet will be affected, and your balance sheet will be in balance with each transaction. That is the primary focus. And similarly, you have other accounts which are not part of balance sheet, like revenue and expenses. So for that, you prepare something called income statement, correct? So those things I'll show that in another spreadsheet or another PowerPoint, and you can have a look at it so that you know what goes behind this particular process or steps. Okay. Now what you will do here, see, as I have mentioned earlier, the main objective of this particular first part of the subject is accounting and analysis, financial reporting analysis. We have discussed yesterday in the Lakshmi Machine Works. I think we had a fair idea how an annual report of the company contains, right? So now what you will do, suppose you are given say financial statement like Lakshmi Machine Works balance sheet, income statement, then what is that you make a sense of it? That is the focus of the subsequent today and subsequent classes. Okay. So now I have a question for you. Suppose you have to judge the performance of a particular company. Okay, you have to tell me one single metric. Yes, if that is good, then good. You raise your hand, I'll go to that person. You have to look at only one single metric, not aspect. One metric, maybe one ratio, or one metric, or one item. Yes, if this is there good, or this is increasing, or this is decreasing, then it's good. Yeah, Abhinav.
The retained earnings.
Retained earnings. Okay. Yeah, anyone else? Please raise your hand. Yeah, Dhruv.
Operating expenses.
Operating expense, you say operating expenses lower is better, correct?
Like it should be lower. It's good for organization if it has lower operating expenses.
Okay, lower the operating expenses better. Okay. So we have got two. Then we have got Muhammad Zidane.
Sir, earnings per share.
Earnings per share. Okay. Just let me make a note of these things in my. Just a minute. So somebody said retained earnings. Somebody said operating expenses. Okay. So retained earnings. I am writing plus plus. Operating expense I am saying minus minus. And EPS I am writing plus plus. That is more the better or less the better, correct? Okay, Rohit Deshpande.
So I was also saying earnings per share.
Okay, so earnings per share has got 2 votes now. Gaurang?
So if the company is able to pay its loans.
Okay, so repayment of loan. So that means if the company doesn't have loan, like the Lakshmi Machine Works claim that they don't have any loan, they have some financial charges, some interest, some maybe short-term loan could be there, very short-term. but actually they don't have a date, long-term date. So that means how to measure that company's performance? If company doesn't have a loan, there can be several companies without loan also. Like Infosys is an example. They are zero debt company. So how do you measure that company's performance then? Yes, Gaurav.
So then we can see retained earnings.
Retained earnings. Retained earnings, you got 2 votes anyway. Okay, Rohit and Mohammad, you have nothing more to say. So you can put your hand down. Yeah, Karthik.
Sir, net income.
Net income means net profit. You say that's what.
Yes, sir, because from that the dividends will also come back to the shareholders.
Okay, so net profit is good. That is good, right? Okay, no problem. Okay. Anyone else? Chinmay? Gurujala Chinmay. Gurujala Chinmay.
Yes, sir. Sir,
What will be the
they have
metric?
covered most of the points that I thought, sir.
You can also say something. Most they have covered, not all, because you say most. That means
Sir,
not all. So tell one.
I'm still thinking and I'll let you know, sir.
Very good. Okay, Jagriti. Jagriti Agrawal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I'm
Acha,
also.
Kankana Halda. Yeah, Jagriti, tell something.
Sir, I'm thinking.
Ah, good. Think. Okay. Kankana. Okay, Kankana responds in the chat box. Growth of all these factors, retained earnings, etc. Okay, growth in EPS you mean to say, nahi? Not necessarily EPS per se. I can like say that. Correct? Kankana? If there is a sound problem, you can respond in the chat box. Ah, yes. Okay, you responded. So growth in EPS, not EPS per se. Okay, very good. EBI, TDA. Okay, EBI, TDA. Just a minute. Yesterday, I have to stop my background and I'll show something. And there is one item has come. I am writing in chat box. EBITDAC. Can you say what is the full form? EBITDAC. We know EBITDA.
Coronavirus.
Right. So it is earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, amortization, and coronavirus. Okay. That means we have to adjust for the coronavirus impact. Okay, all right. So Pratyush says liquidity ratio. You don't. Yeah, I said you don't say the aspect. You say one metric. Okay, right. Others, you have something to say?
Sir, I think the retained earnings will be the
Retained earnings. Okay. Then Kaushik says cash flow growth. Growth in cash flow. Which cash flow?
Free cash flow, sir.
Free cash flow. Oh, ये कहाँ से आ गया? So you are saying free cash flow. What is this free cash flow? What is this free cash flow?
It's the profit after deducting
Then
everything.
somebody says inventory turnover ratio. Okay. Yeah, what you are saying, others? What it is what?
Sir, the number of times company is able to sell its inventory in a time period.
Okay, inventory turnover ratio. Very good. No, okay. Very good. So, okay. Then somebody says cash and cash equivalents. Possibly that is part of liquidity also. Okay. Anyway, that's okay. Net profit, somebody says, na Ramana Tanaya Vijay. Ramane Tanaya Vijay. Okay. So, okay, that's okay. Net profit also somebody had told earlier also, you are giving one more vote for that. That's okay. Okay, okay, the assets oblique liabilities. Bas, finally everything, Ragini says. What is that assets oblique liabilities, Ragini?
Sir, I mean the ratio of assets.
It is always one, na? It is always one.
Sir, it's not exactly one, sir. I mean, it can be like the current assets that we're holding.
Current assets. Do you write current assets by current liabilities? If you say assets by liabilities, and liabilities broad sense is nothing but total assets. Liabilities includes equity. Okay. If you say no, it is non-equity liabilities, that means debt. That's another thing. Asset to debt.
Yes, sir. Asset to debt ratio would be appropriate.
Asset to debt. Okay. Can you please tell me why it should be appropriate? I mean, why it should be good? This ratio should be good, high or low?
So the ratio should be high, like preferably greater
That means
than 1.
that means debt should be no nil. Ideally, if the debt is 0, it's good. You meant to say that, right?
Yes, sir.
Company having no debt is good, right?
Sir, it doesn't have to be. So there can be a lot of other types of liabilities as well. I mean, I'm not able to explain it.
Yeah,
Right
short
now,
term, long term. Yeah, short term, long term, creditors, etc., etc. Okay, so that liability only will be there because you cannot have a company without. I mean, you can have, but very unlikely that you don't have short term liabilities. There will be some liabilities. So you mean to say whatever asset to liability ratio should be higher. That means liabilities in proportion to assets should be lower. Correct? That's what you mean to say. Okay. Okay, right. No problem. Now let's say. Suppose you start a business, okay? You start a startup, etc., etc. What will be the happiest moment for you? You have technology, you have product which can be produced. You there, the technical feasibility has been taken care. And what will be the happiest moment for you? When will be the happiest moment?
When we get our first customer.
Okay, that means first customer now, but he is going to buy that also. Not sales, correct?
When he pays for the product.
That means sales takes place. That you are deliver the product or service and he is paying for that or likely to pay. That means sales have taken place, correct? That is the happiest moment for any business to start. Can we say that? All of us can be unanimous in that. There may be there may be some other happier moment, but that may be the ultimate moments when you open a shop and then the customer comes even in a day-to-day life also. Suppose you sometimes when you go to the shop and they take you buy something and they take the cash and they touch it in there like they do a pranam. Then you realize that maybe for that day, that morning, you are the first customer for them, right? Okay, so they feel happy. Okay, today the first sales has taken place. See, they have all those things with them. They have the assets, they have inventory, everything. Suppose you go to a particular kirana store or some sabji vendor, vegetable vendor. You go there, you find everything is there. They have assets, they have liabilities, all the things are there. But he feels happy when the customer comes to him, right? So finally, if I look at, if you say profit, if you say operating expenses, net income, growth in earnings per share, all those things are possible only when what is should be there for the primary condition for this?
So there should be revenues.
Revenue. So revenue generation has to be there. Then these things are actually automatically taken care. What is profit, by the way? Revenue minus expenses. Correct? So without revenue, profit cannot be there. Yes, without revenue, loss can be there because there may be some expenses which are fixed in nature. It will be there whether you produce and sell something or not, you will be there as such. Okay. So then, but profit to be there, you must have revenue or income as such. Okay. Why do we hold the assets? Suppose you have balance sheet, you say I have got so many assets, I have inventory, I have machine, I have building, property, furniture, consumables, all those things, patents, copyright, licenses. I have all these things are known as what for me? They are known as what? Assets. And we have discussed what is asset, other name of the assets. What is the other name of the asset? Yes? Anyone? Anyone who is there? Oh, no one? What are the assets? Assets are
Resources owned by a company.
resources. Very good. And you have got the resources called liabilities and equity. That is the way you got from them, right? Resource. Why do you hold the resources? Because you should get the productivity, correct? So resources are your inputs or output?
Input.
Resources are input or output?
Sir, input.
Input. And
Input,
why
sir.
do you have
Input, sir.
input? Because you correct. Okay. So why do you have input? Because you have some. Why do you hold input? Because you like to have what? Output. Correct. Just a minute. Are you able to see a white screen?
No, sir.
No, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. White screen will better if I have a pen, etc. Okay, anyway. So you say assets are held for. Oh no, we could not start the presentation. What is this? Microsoft Team is saying something. So let me open something else. White open board. Okay, can you see the now whiteboard, one board here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So assets or resources are meant for what? Generating revenue or sales or output. Very good. Not only generating output, because you may generate output but finally it is not sold, then it is not good as such, correct? So it is better that you generate revenue out of that. That is the final thing. In that case, if the assets is your input, out revenue is your output, so your ratio will be what? Revenue to what? Assets. That ratio should be what? Higher or lower?
Higher, sir.
In fact, somebody told inventory turnover ratio. What he meant by inventory turnover ratio? It is sales by inventory as an asset, revenue by inventory. Okay, inventory is one of the asset. Okay, so overall asset turnover ratio should be higher. Also, individual asset turnover ratio should also be higher. Right? Okay. So for revenue to come, what do you require? Revenue is a function of what? One function from economy is demand supply, but from the company's ability to generate revenue is a function of what? One is assets, another thing is what?
Supply.
Supplies, consumables, salaries, all those things, correct? Expenses or cost, right? Cost of, okay, right? If these things, this will definitely, it will be affected by them. Okay. Now what is that then comes here? So what will be there? That means you will have asset as an input. Also, you have day-to-day expense also an input. The two inputs are there. One input which is held by the company for long-term assets. Another input is which is consumed. Okay, that is an inventory, consumables, cash. All those things are also there. Okay. So inventory, supplies, all those things are expenses which will be also incurred for you, right? They are not, they become asset for some time, they become expenses over immediately as such. Okay. So now what happens here? So if I say revenue less expenses, what is known as
Profit.
Okay.
Profit.
This should be what? This should be high or low?
High, sir.
High.
Very good. Then, so in that case, if I can say profit to sale ratio should be what? High or low? High. Right? What is the beauty of these things? So you said cash flow, you said profit, net income, etc. See, if a bigger company will always have more profit, bigger net profit. But that doesn't mean they are better than the smaller company. A bigger company may have net profit to sales ratio lower than a smaller company. Because the size of the company is big, obviously profit will be big. But performance-wise, you cannot say the big company is a better company than the small company. So in that case, you take a metric called ratio. In that way, you can compare the size, compare the companies irrespective of size. It becomes size neutral to compare. So profit to sales ratio should be high. Okay. Now let's go back to our stakeholders, the financial stakeholders. What do they want? When sell, they'll be happy. When they will be happy, finally, okay, we have invested, something has happened, this finally this has happened. When they'll be happy about?
When they get higher profit.
They get means actually when the company earns a higher profit. They may get, they may not get. That is another thing. Okay. That means if they will find so profit upon the investments made by the financial stakeholders. Okay. Right. So what is that known as? We can say debt and equity. Correct. So if I have a ratio, that means if they have to go to ratio. So profit to what? What is that ratio? Plus equity. Can I say that? They will be happy or not? If this ratio is higher, they will be happy or not? Tell me. Somebody should respond.
But what they have to do with the total liabilities?
No. See, they have. This is the investment made by the company, by the stakeholders. One is in terms of loan, another in terms of equity.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So on that investment made, you should create profit or not?
But the earning per share should be high, right?
Earnings per share, okay, we'll come to the earnings per share is okay. But I'm talking about all the invest together. Not only equity, I'm talking about all the invest together. So if you don't make profit, will you be able to pay interest? Earnings per share will come later. If you don't make profit, will you be able to pay the interest?
No, sir. Sir, and my problem was that why are we taking the liabilities in the denominator?
Okay, what is the problem there?
Sir, like liabilities can be, sir, higher. But if we are getting more profit, then it's a nice thing for the shareholders, right?
Okay, right. So you have a problem with the profit as the numerator, right? Because you say profit belongs to owners. Very good observation. So the profit belongs to owner. In the numerator you have profit. Then why do you have denominator? You have non-owners, correct? Am I getting you correctly here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. So now if I have to say no, still I like to know as its overall investors point of view, how much return they are earning on the total investments made by the company, correct? Right? How much return? Then what should be the profit then? Yes. So change the profit as such. Can I take a new name for that? instead of in place of net profit, okay, let me change this one for our understanding. Suppose I'm saying net profit. Sorry. So you say net profit belongs to owners. So there is no point keeping that in the keeping liabilities in denominator. But suppose I still like to keep the liabilities in denominator because they are also expecting some return, correct?
Yes, sir.
What shall I do with the numerator then? So I can do one thing. So I can say profit before interest and taxes. Is it okay?
Yes,
Tell
sir.
me. Very
Yes, sir.
good observation. So profit before interest and taxes. Okay. I was able to discuss about this particular concept when I was able to use something else. But good that you raised this particular point. So I am discussing now. So yes, friends, please note when you are doing a ratio analysis, your numerator and denominator should be consistent. There should not be any inconsistency, right? If your net profit will before in the numerator, your denominator should also belong to equity only or owners for that matter. Okay. Now, still, if I tell you, suppose you still have net, yeah.
Sir, you have written profit by total liabilities plus equity, no, sir. Sir, liability and equity again will be asset. So we have taken revenue to asset ratio. That is better than this, no, sir.
That's okay. But finally, you have taken revenue, but you may have revenue, but you may not have your expenses more than revenue. Will your stakeholders be happy about it?
Yes, sir. So revenue will take care of that, no, sir, because there is revenue.
No, you know, Amazon retail, you know, Flipkart, they have a lot of revenue. In fact, that
Okay,
Zomato
sorry.
example.
Sir, if we have taken profit, no, sir. So why do we need revenue? Because profit is revenue less expense. So we've included expense also in profit. So we don't need to take the revenue.
Profit. Can you have profit without revenue? What is we discussed? We have already concluded about that. What is the happiest moment for you?
When you get more profit.
No.
The company.
Sorry. The happiest moment we discussed, we concluded in discussion. What is that happiest moment? Maybe you joined late?
No, sir.
What is the happiest moment? We discussed about that. When a new business starts, what is the happiest moment?
Okay, more sales.
Revenue takes place.
Revenue takes place, yes, sir.
So revenue takes place. Profit is always a residual figure. Okay. Profit without revenue has no meaning. There cannot be a company which has revenue, which has no revenue but profit. Very unlikely. Okay. So revenue has to be there. That's why you are holding assets. You are not holding assets for generating profit. Profit will definitely be there. You cannot have a loss-making revenue. That is not a desirable thing. But after some, maybe in the beginning, you'll have revenue which is not taking care of the expenses. You can have those problems. You still have such several examples. All your new entities that are set up, startups, etc., they will not have a profit in the first day itself. They may take 4, 5, 6 years, 3 years, 4 years to start making profit. Okay, right? So anyway, now if I look at this particular thing, total assets by total liabilities plus equity is equal to what? Assets, right? So I'm talking about what? Whatever profit, maybe profit before tax and after tax, before interest, etc. Profit of total assets. I'm talking about that or not? Profit to this particular ratio is same as profit total assets or not? Anyone? One, please.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. So if I have to tell that, I would say my stakeholders are happy, then my profit to total assets should be as high as possible. Correct? Okay. Right. But if you look at now, if I write here, profit to sales is 1 ratio. We have discussed about that. Profit margin should be higher. We have also discussed that whatever asset that you are holding, that should generate as much revenue for the company. Okay, these two should be the, if you multiply these two things, what comes then? What is that coming here? Yes? Please go ahead. What the outcome of this multiplication?
Profit to assets.
Profit to total assets. Okay. Now, what is the final meaning of this particular thing? If you want to make your stakeholders happy, financial stakeholders, you should make as much profit upon the total assets, and that profit is before interest and taxes. For this, I'm talking not net profit. And if you want to have that particular thing happen, you have to take care of two things. What are two things here? One is you should generate your revenue as much from the utilize the total as your assets. That means that is the second part is known as first part is known as profit margin. You should have a sales which creates profit, and you should have asset turnover ratio which is nothing but what? Sales total assets as high as possible. Okay. If these two things are taken care, then your return on assets will be there. So that is equal to return on assets, also known as or return on, from stakeholders point to return on investment made by them. Is it okay? Any doubt? Okay. Any doubt at this point of time? Profit margin into asset turnover ratio is nothing but return on assets or return on investment of the company. Okay. Right. So you have to actually have as much sales possible in one aspect, utilizing your assets. Another is that you whatever sales you are making, you should make profit on. That means your sales, the cost of sales should be lower than the sales. Then it is a another happier moment as such. Okay. So two things are taken care, automatically your stakeholders should be happy as such. Okay. Any doubt at this point of time? Okay, no problem. Right. So this is known as DuPont analysis, a simple form. Okay. A simple form of DuPont analysis, but there are also other extensions of that. Okay. Now, let me go to that. Okay. Somebody said, as an owner, I should be happy when? As an owner, I'll be happy when net profit to what? Equity? High or low? Should be high. Net profit or profit after tax. Because is there any inconsistency in this ratio, net profit to total equity? Is there any inconsistency? This ratio is inconsistent or consistent?
Sir, consistent, sir.
Consistent, because net profit belongs to owners, equity also belongs to owner. And please keep in mind, when I say equity, it is equity plus reserves and surplus. Please keep that in mind. Okay. Now, if I have to change this particular thing, suppose you have net profit to sales ratio here, net profit margin. Now, what do I do? What do I multiply here so that it becomes return on equity? What do I multiply here? It becomes a return on equity.
Sir, assets by equity.
Assets upon equity. Okay. So if I do that, net profit to sales into sales by total assets into total assets by equity. Okay. So I have three components here. And this ratio is likely to be what? 1 or more than 1 or less than 1? This third one.
More than 1.
It can be 1 or more, it can be less than 1, correct? If the company is financed entirely by equity, there is no liability, it can be 1, but not less than 1. Okay. That means this ratio has a magnifying effect or a reducing effect on the ratio, final output?
Sir, magnifying effect.
Magnifying effect. Acha. Then I am asking another question. Net profit to sales, will it depend upon whether how much is financed by, whether the business is financed by loan or equity or not?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay,
No,
as far as interest is concerned, it will be affected, right? Is it not?
Yes, sir.
Only suppose. Okay, suppose I change this ratio to profit before interest and tax to sales, profit margin. If profit margin is PBIT to net sales, okay, will it be affected by how the company is financed? Will it affect or not? How is the company finance, debt or equity? Will it affect the profit before interest and tax?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So, because profit before interest and tax equal to revenue less expenses other than interest and tax, correct? Other companies financed by loan or financed by equity, 100% equity or 50% debt, 50% equity, that doesn't affect my profit before interest and tax, correct? Okay. So, but whether you are financed by debt or financed by equity, will you like to have PBIT to net sales higher or not, irrespective of how you are financed?
High.
High, correct? Similarly, forget about that part. Sales by total assets, is it a function of how the company is financed?
No, sir.
It's not a function of that. So irrespective of financing structure, the financing, how it has been financed, this ratio should be higher or not? It should be higher. Okay. Right. Now what has happened here? If I look at this ratio, this is obviously finally net profit to equity, which is known as return on equity. If I change this net profit to sales to PBIT to net sales, what will happen? It will not be equal to return on equity, will it be? Because return on equity, independently you can find out what? Return on equity nothing but profit after tax divided by equity. Okay. So if you take as far as this equation is okay, but suppose I replace the net profit with PBIT, what will happen to this? Will this consistency be there? ROE will be okay. It will not be okay, na? Because for ROE you net profit you require, but I suppose I'll say net profit, instead of net profit, I'll say PBIT. Will it be okay? No?
No,
what
sir.
happened? So there's a problem as such. Okay. But anyway, I don't want to confuse you further. Okay. Now what I do here, I have taken three aspects here: profit margin based on net profit margin, asset turnover ratio, and the asset to equity ratio. Okay. Asset to equity ratio will be more than one if the company has got debt. So this particular third part is known as leverage. Actually, it leverages it. You will be able to have, while given a further example for the impact of leverage. Okay. So now what I do here, I redefine this ratio as such.
Can you just repeat one second? You said the third part is
leverage, financial leverage. I'll discuss about it more with an example later. Okay.
Sir, which is the third part?
Leverage, financial leverage.
In the thing you've written. So PBIT is equal to revenue less expenses. That is the part of that is the third part.
PBIT is equal to revenue less expenses. What is that?
So is that leverage?
No. This one.
Okay, total assets upon equity.
A by E.
Oh, okay, got it. A by E. Okay.
Okay, that is the ratio. Okay.
Yes.
Now what I do here, I show you one. Let me stop. How do I stop? Sharing the screen. How do I stop? There is no shortcut for sharing the screen. Oh. Life is so simple, made by you people. Oh, okay, yeah, very good. That's okay. This is a board work I had done sometime. Now you are in some classroom of IIT Kharagpur only. Okay. Look at this particular. Are you able to see that now? Board, green board.
Sir, whiteboard.
No, sir.
No, it is green board.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Sir, we are on the same
The
page.
old one is
where we were
only-
writing earlier.
Oi. Very bad. How do I get rid of this particular thing then? Close.
Just stop sharing and start once again.
Arey Baba, I am not able to get that mode that stop sharing. Now what is coming? Nothing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you see now? I think you can see that.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So look at right. Look at the particular multiplications here. What I'm done here? What is the first one? This one. PBIT to net sales. Okay. Then what is the next one? PBT to PBIT. What is the next one? PAT to PBT. And these two, so two things are introduced here. Already we have discussed three or four things. Net to sales to total assets. Okay, now taken your average total assets. So total assets, average is nothing but opening assets plus closing assets divided by 2. If you do not have the average figure, you can take the closing figure as the average, substitute for average. Okay. Then I have taken total assets by equity. So okay, A by E is here, sales by asset turnover is here, PBI to net sales is equal to operating profit margin here, and then I want to introduce two things here. PBT to PBIT, PAT to PBT. Then ROE, is it okay? Is the ROE is okay now? You multiply this 5, finally what happens? What remains? Abhishek? There are so many Abhisheks actually in the class. Any one Abhishek can respond. Yes, Abhishek. Abhishek Gupta is. Yeah. Is it okay? ROE? What is ROE formula? It is given here. Net profit by average equity. Okay. So is this 5 multiplication leads to that ratio or not? What happened? Somebody? This multiplication, these 5 ratios leading to net profit to average equity or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very.
All are getting cancelled. Finally, two things remain: net profit and average equity. And what is average equity? Nothing but opening equity, beginning of the year equity plus end of the year equity divided by 2. That is called average equity. Okay. Let us set is equity only. Average is okay. We'll do the exercise. We'll do that average, etc. For the time it's equity, net profit to equity. Okay. So this is called 5-factor DuPont analysis. Okay. 5-factor DuPont analysis. So this particular board talks about DuPont analysis for one company for 2 years. Like you have given this figure: sales, PBIT, PBT, PAT, average total assets, average equity, and then you have to find out these 5 factors, right? Like in the case of 2005, it is 5.88%, the first one, then 0.70, like that. Finally, return on equity is 4.80% for the 2005, and 2006 is 16.73%. The objective here is to find out how this 4.8 became 16.73. What are the factors responsible for that? Is it because of more or because of leverage? Is it because they are making more profit to sales ratio? Or is it because they are having more turnover ratio in sales to total assets? Or the second part of this particular equation talks about PBT to PBIT. This ratio will be higher when interest is lower. That means interest management is better. That's why this ratio is higher. Or next third part is called PAT to PBT, talks about tax management. This ratio will be higher when you pay less taxes. Okay. Profit after tax to profit before tax ratio will be higher when you pay actually less taxes. Okay. So these are 5 things here. One is operating profit margin, how well you generate revenue, whether you make operating surplus. Second part talks about interest management. Third part talks about tax management. Fourth part talks about asset utilization or efficiency, utilization. And fifth part talks about leverage, financial leverage. If these 5 things are taken care, then return on equity will automatically fall in line. So if you want to have return on equity better, you have to focus on 5 different factors. Okay. So if you compare, then you know why this company is doing better or worse, for what reason. Is it because cost management? Is it because financial leverage? Is it because interest management? Is it because of tax management? Is it because asset utilization? Or a combination of that? It's a very beautiful mechanism to analyze the performance of a particular company. Okay. So tomorrow we'll, not tomorrow, next class, we'll solve this problem full-fledged. Okay. Now you can see your, you can go to another team and open that now. Is it open now, that particular assignment? So I'll end the class now. And there will be a spreadsheet available in that, I think, exercise spreadsheet in that, and you try to find out this 5-factor DuPont analysis for those companies. There are two spreadsheets. Let me share that. Yeah, can you see here? Grace Corporation here. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so these are things. Okay, you try to do these things, this aspect. You try to do this. Let me highlight this one. Not more. So what we discussed today. Highlight. For this company as well as for this company, for both the years. Try to download this Excel and try to solve that. Okay. We'll talk about other things later. You please do that.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So while calculating all these things, should we refer to the consolidated statements or the standalone statements of the company?
Standalone.
Okay, sir.
You are referring to this assignment?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Everything based on standalone. Okay. So I am ending the class today at this point so that you will do this exercise.
Where is the assignment? I can't seem to find it.
You go to your section. Have you registered there?
Yes, sir.
There is separate team for that, na? You have not registered. If you are not, so now all of you, somebody, I know some of you are not registered.
Sir, in the Excel sheet you have